What's up, guys? Hopefully you enjoyed Escape from Pogger's Prison. I'm going to go ahead and transition these dudes over, and we will get started here in just a moment. I'm going to turn on their audio. So I had to reconfigure everything for this. We were using a different way to have OBS directly take the streams, but it doesn't seem like it wants to work. So I had to do it manually, which means I had to take a little more time, but we should be good now. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on their audio, and I'll have them introduce themselves, and we will get rocking and rolling. Okay, I've turned on your audio now, Josh, so they should be able to hear you, and you guys can go ahead and introduce yourselves if you wish.
All right. I'll probably be doing most of the talking during this run, but hi. My name is Joshua, go by Joshua_boring, sometimes Joshua HB. Salt's a good game, you should play it. I'm doing a 100. I don't really have much of a mic, but yeah. Doing some quick stuff here. But yeah, we're going to be going for every secret, every boss, everything, and we're gonna be getting all clear. So I take it you're ready, Hyoka? You gotta look over in Discord. Turn it up a bit. Okay. Turn up like a 17, 16. That'll work.
I have to actually amplify this myself a bit. Let's see if this will do it.
I'm thinking audio's good. Too far. Okay. Dropping it to 12. Okay. All right. Well, are you ready, Kraka, on your end?
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. Is audio good for you guys?
I don't know.
Middle yellow.
People are saying it's really loud. I had it really low, so I turned it. I went from 10 to 16, and then people are like, "That's too much," so I went from 16 to 12.
Sounds okay to me. I'm listening to it on my end. It sounds fine, so it should be all right.
All right.
I guess I'll adjust it if I have to during the runs, but you should be okay on your end.
Turn
it up on stream. It's at max, dude. I can't turn it up any louder. The only thing I can do is
on my OBS. I have desktop audio down by 1 decibel. I guess I could turn that up. Should I turn my OBS up?
Yeah. No, it's fine. Why is it getting louder? Why is it getting louder?
Because I turned up my desktop audio from 1 decibel to God. Audio issue.
Okay. No, it's. I'm turning it up. And then you're turning it up, and we're doing it like at the same time, and somehow it's just making it worse.
I am going to do nothing. I will.
We're just gonna stop. We're just gonna stop.
I will just let you do it. Okay.
Oh my god. Anyway, it should be fine. It should be fine now. Everything looks good.
All right.
Yeah, go. Like what Cosmo said. Let's just go. All right. So I'll count to 3, and then on 3, you both can just go. All right. On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Go.
Alright. These runs are going to be looking very similar in the beginning because getting the first secret is down to a science at this point. Synchronized fangaming. I went too fast. Or too slow. So yeah. Let me take some time to explain this game. I Want to Be the Salt is a game made by Yo-Yo, not Yo Dude 1, as some of you may know. That is made by Japanese Yo-Yo. There's a couple secrets in this game, and by a couple I mean half this run is secrets. Yeah. A lot of the stuff in the early game is just very simple timings and stuff. You'll notice very quickly, I don't know where Hyoka is exactly, but there's a couple saves that we skipped just because it would take more time to get them than it would to just skip them. Like that save in the bottom left, so you kind of focus a little harder, and you're gaming. Coming up here is the first secret boss. Each stage has a secret item and a secret boss in them. Yeah. Let's have a good spin moment. Go through the spin cycle, and now we're in the secret area. Wow, it's a secret. You get taken to a gray stage, and then at the end of it, there is a boss you have to beat. The bosses in these stages are pretty simple. They usually just have one attack. I really did that. Okay. I'm throwing for content. Bruh. Okay. I don't know how good Hyoka is doing. I'm hoping they're doing just as good. Alright, the first boss is yellow. Last year Bummer gave all these bosses names. I do not remember them. I'm sorry. This guy's just random 360. The best type of random. Kind of want to kill him a little closer to the right because then you can get the item faster. Like that. And now, because we beat that boss deathless, all the triggers activate for some reason. I don't know why it happens, it just happens. Whenever you beat a secret boss stage deathless, most, if not all, of the triggers in the stage just activate. Coming up on the first boss here, which is, it's a fruit. I have a joke in my splits where I call the first one an apple and the second one a cherry. But they're just fruit. You can get a quick kill if you mash really fast. You can get good RNG, like that. I did not expect to get that good of RNG. Huh, okay. Coming up here, we're gonna reset intentionally so we can set up for a cycle, so that way we don't die to a cherry coming up. Or a fruit, or an apple, or whatever you call them. You would never know, though, because most of the speedrunners don't die. You have to actually shoot there. That block will only go away if you shoot at it. More spins. I'm spaghettiing all over. Okay. Here's the second boss. It seems easy, but it does have a very, very easy potential to wall you like that. I forgot that that happens. Oh my god. I was literally saying in the first stage, if you beat a boss deathless, all the spikes trigger. Okay. Well. I forgot that that triggers. Well, there's your proof it's not pre-recorded. Let's not jump this time. Let's go ahead and just not jump. Wow, now I really do be having this moment. I can still catch up in a lot of places, especially because there was a skip that was discovered recently that'll be happening later in the game that Hyoka prefers not to do. However, I have gotten pretty good at it, so that'll save like 10 seconds. Coming up next, we have only the best boss in the game. That was the boss. It's just a block that shoots RNG at you. This stage is based a lot on cycles. I missed that save, it's okay because I don't need it. Famous last words. I'm gonna try this once. Okay, that was my one attempt. You can actually, like, jump really fast up there. It's super precise, though, because it's just 3 apple landings in a row. I am the greatest player of all time. Can't even do 1 apple landing in a row. Oh, I'm gonna shut up. Cycles. They're great. Wait, I never split. I have my own timer. Up here we have more cycles. One thing I should mention with these stages, you've probably already seen it, but in case you weren't paying attention, you don't die in these stages. Instead, whenever you get deaded, you just teleport back to the beginning. Here we have green. If you didn't think the entrance to these stages was enough spinning, here you go. Panicking on green, the easiest secret boss. Again, famous last word. Alright. There we go. Now we gotta get one more secret and we'll be done with the first half of the game. I don't know why anyone would ever take the top path. The bottom path is objectively easier on this screen. Next we have the first actual boss of the game, the Ice Crystal guy. This boss has iframes that refresh. What that means is every time you put a bullet into it, you can't shoot for 2 seconds. It does not care whether or not it was already in that 2-second period. So to beat this boss effectively, you get really good at timing stuff, like that. We are now entering the bottom half of the game. Hyoka's probably already here. This is the only stage in the run where you actually get the secret item before the boss, which is something that is, take that as you will, I guess. For anyone wondering, this is Necron water because this is in Necron engine. Yes, it's just as good as you think it is. Thankfully though, this stage doesn't involve a lot of, like, double jumping. It just involves a lot of falling. And anything you do have to double jump, you barely have to one frame. Here we have the fourth secret boss. And fourth secret boss stage. I remember there was a time where that was hard. This is still hard. This boss is curving upwards, which doesn't seem like that big of a deal until you realize you're in water. Because you're in water, you fall slower downwards, which means that the apples curving upwards are more likely to make a floor underneath of you, otherwise known as a horizontal wall. Like that. Whether or not you can actually first try most of these bosses is left entirely to luck, which is why this is a 30-minute run with a 45-minute estimate. Don't you do that. Don't. Okay. Okay. That boss is down. And now we get to the Lovegood stage, which we've already been in, but... This stage is in Kill the Lovegood. Great game, you should play it, Kappa. We are approaching the fourth boss of the game. It is a blue spike that points to the right, otherwise known as SPR Spike Bright Blue. Uh-oh. Can you don't know, dude? I'm too young to die. Thanks. Bruh. Okay. Now we come up on Cycles, the stage, which is the stage where I get to ask chat, how you doing? Because I'm doing great. I'm having the best time. E. A. Sports. We reset here to change the timings of these, because over time you get better cycles. There's a couple fast cycles that you can do on this stage by just saving and resetting. Like here. Don't forget this blue. Shoot that. We're now entering the fifth secret stage in which there's actually going to be a skip that I do up here. So how these blocks work is they don't actually kill you if you get stuck in them. So you can stick yourself in them and actually jump out of them. Which will be useful right here. I'm gonna wait for this one to go. Sorry. Backup strats. Man, I'm not having a good time with this skip. Maybe I should just not. Okay, I'm just gonna say screw the skip. Saves like 10 seconds, but I've already wasted those 10 seconds. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm going for the skip again. I'm not going for the skip. I'm going for the skip again. What am I in? I'm in a perpetual groundhog state. Just going for the skip and then not going for it. What am I doing? Yeah. My career is going down the drain. I'm just gonna do this the slow way. Slow way. Rip. This is red blue. It creates apples from the ceiling. They can sometimes make you a ceiling over you. For anyone who thinks that like the run is dead though, there's a very, very real chance that final boss in Santa Falls kill both of us over and over again. Yeah, throwing for content. Everyone loves a good underdog story. Another secret item coming up. Gonna go for the fast cycle because I'm a legend. Just kidding. There we go. This boss, you just choking IRL now. You just shoot it, and then halfway through the blocks change. Pretty simple. A lot of the bosses that aren't the big bosses are pretty simple, relatively. There's the swap. I usually try to not go to the ground, save time. That NA aim right now. I'm gonna go down one to avoid that wall of fruit that was coming. And this boss really do be like that sometimes. Why are you... what? Okay. This is definitely a moment. It's okay, I'm really good at the next stage. I just need to not die here. Okay, there we go. And I mess up the first jump. I'm great. I don't know where Hyoka is, but if he's on a good run, he's probably at final boss right now. I might as well say something about that. The final boss of this game is pretty long relative to the other bosses. It's not that complicated though, you just gotta shoot it a bunch. But you are on one block, which makes it infinitely harder. And you gotta do a lot more sketch dodges. This secret boss right here is purple, because it's purple. Best naming convention. Just random burst. Based off the RNG I'm getting this run, if I even make it to Santa Falls, I'm probably going to get 50,000 walls in a row, calling it. Like that. Like that. Like that. Oh, is that boss? Okay. Thank you for telling me, Koshi. I would like to save. That boss on the right has 5 health. You can shoot it as many times as you want in one cycle. However, every time you shoot it, it creates a bullet that goes downwards, creating RNG. The more you shoot it, the denser it gets. So ideally, you would want to shoot it 5 times and be cool, but that's not humanly reasonable. So we just divide it up and do a couple. Personally, I do 3 shots and 2 shots, but I don't know what Hyoka does. I'm now on that boss too. I do 3 shots because it's funny. I'm still dying. Amazing. Let me do something like that. It's a little less dense. I am still dying. This boss can be really bad sometimes. I'm just gonna go for 2-2-1. Slow strats. White people happy. Or 2-1-2, that works as well. The item because I'm funny. Alright. Now, we go on to the final boss. Now I'm going to attempt to lower my volume really quickly because this boss gets kind of loud. Throwing for content. Volume balancing. Epic. Well, I'm better there than late. This boss has 4 attacks. It has this wall of stuff. It has a spiral. It has RNG bursts, and then it says RNG. This attack goes on for like half the boss, though, for just seemingly no reason. And this is the attack that can kill you most of the time. Especially because you're only surviving on 1 block. You get sketch stuff like that. Okay, we're on the white bird. White moment. Can you stop with these angles, bro? I'm assuming Hyoka's on gray stage, if not Sanipult. If someone wants to just let me know in chat, that'd be much appreciated. Thumbs up. Smiley face. What is with these angles today? Alright. Free attack. I was saying before this run, there's a very real chance that one of us is 3 minutes ahead. Let me shut up. Sands. Anyways, I was saying there's a very real chance that one of us gets 3 minutes ahead, and then the other person just dies halfway through Sanipult. So maybe that'll happen. Or I can do that. I am throwing for content. I'm gonna focus hard. Alright, unless I'm mistaken, we should both be at Sanipult now. So this boss is 6 minutes. It's really an endurance test, and I don't think anyone is realistically able to just open and first try it. It's not that hard of a boss. It's just that especially at the end of a half-hour run like this one, not dying to Sanipult is really hard. So yeah, I will most likely focus very hard, so you can hear the Sour Please banger. And if Hyoka doesn't die, they might be ahead of me. But who knows, there's a chance that both of us just die halfway through the boss. Pumpernickel. Come on, bro. Don't do me like this. Don't do me like this. Don't do me like this. Don't. E. Okay. Oh, this bouncing is terrible. Oh my god, this is the worst bouncing you could get. Come on. No, get out of the corner, get into the corner. No. Okay. Bruh, I'm being double teamed. I'm being triple teamed. I'm guacamole. Okay, that attack's over. No. Sometimes you have to tell yourself no. I should have said no. Ah! Right side strats. I'm a legend. Okay. Okay. Alright, now we get a moment to breathe. No, we're not done. Oh, is Hyoka done? GG. Still gotta get the stuff though. Unless they've already beaten it. In which case, congrats to Hyoka. What? What? Okay, this attack, you just sit in the corner. Okay. What the fuck? Okay.
Bro, what the fuck?
I don't know! No, don't do me like this, don't do me dirty. Okay, I beat Sandoval. Okay. I said I was gonna get terrible RNG. How did I beat that? What the? I'm shaking right now, dude. I'm shaking so hard right now. Oh my god. Now I gotta get back to Santa Paul's room. My lungs are about to collapse, dude. What the fuck? Sorry if I'm being really profane, but like... No. And I'm assuming Hyoka already won, but time. What was that? Oh, man. I have my own timer going. Let me just, here, I'll do this.
I hope you were keeping the time locally, because I pressed a button and it cleared the damn
Yeah,
timer.
I have a time of 35,
okay,
57.
cool.
35:57.20. I got a gold on Gray? What did I do? What? How did I do that? Okay. Oh. Do you mind telling me where Hyoka is?
Oh, yeah, he's on Sunnybolt right now.
Bless RNG. May you beat the salt. I hope someone clipped that dodge. I just want to say that right now. I'm literally shaking.
It's hard to say if anybody clipped it, because I think we were all too busy losing our shit after we saw you do that.
Let me pull up the Twitch stream right now, see what's going on there. Oh, you got the normal clear. That's okay. Basically, the run's over. We've gotten over the hill. Now it's just the timer. Once you beat Sanipult, you have the run. You just have take the time you exited Sanipult and add 2 minutes, and that's your time, basically.
You did this last year, right, Josh?
No, I did this 2 years ago as a solo run.
Oh, it was 2 years ago, the last time I remembered it. Okay.
Yeah. Salt is a really fun speed game to watch. I would honestly recommend it for anyone that wants to play it, especially because the any percent takes 0 time at all. Like I could do any percent in the time that we would have left, but I'm not going to because ahead of schedule is being a good thing.
True that.
But you can beat this game normally, any percent, in just 9 minutes or so, give or take. The 45-minute estimate comes from secrets. And that is that.
Well done, well done.
GG, Hyoka.
That was quite the comeback. I was afraid you were going to lose it right after you started trying to do that skip one several times.
Yeah, I threw for confidence.
But you made the comeback. Dude.
Yeah, let me show my death time. It's gonna be off because stuff, but there's that. I was playing on save 1. Yeah, I was playing on save 1. It's gaming. Oh man, I don't even know how to like go from this. I'm just gonna give it to you. I can't think right now.
Okay, that's fair enough, dude. Understandable. Well, mean, that was pretty insane. So, gee, man, well done. Even like, even if it's not a world record, by the simple fact that you got the sick dodges on the clear, like that's always like the most impossible thing to do. So you did that. You made that. All right, guys.
Pro tip for anyone who wants to play Sinapult: just turn off your mind and do dumb stuff.
All right, guys. Well, it was a pleasure. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next thing, which will be Key Pick 100. That is going to be a very interesting run. The biggest brain you've ever seen.
Galaxy.